Waterproof Maskara dari Maybelline New York. Maskara viral dari Amerika. Ekstra panjang dan tebal, tak perlu bulu mata palsu. Sky High Waterproof Maskara dari Maybelline New York.
Previously on I Feel.
월화수목금토일 미모가 The honorable distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly to be seated in the prescribed chair in the meeting room because in a few minutes the meeting will proceed in no time. Thank you. The Honorable Head of Geospatial Information Agency of Indonesia, who in this occasion is represented by Head of the Center for Standardization and Institution of Geospatial Information Agency, Mr. Dr. Rare Natralium Sumaryono, MSc. The Honorable Head of Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region, who in this occasion is represented by Secretary of Land and Spatial Planning Office, Mr. Dr. Andes Wahyu Budi Nugroho, MT. Distinguished participant or representative of site visit 104th meeting of the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on Services, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to you all. All praise is due to God Almighty. As for His blessing and grace, we can this along with it, namely site visit 104th meeting of the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on Services, CCS, today on Wednesday, May 17, 2023, at Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region. My name is Mary Prabastia, and I am honored to be the Master of Ceremony for today. The honorable distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to first of all start this meeting by reading out the agenda that we will go through together today. First, welcome remark by Head of Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region. Second, remark by Head of Spatial Information Agency of Indonesia. Third, presentation by the Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region. Fourth, question and answer session. And fifth, closing and followed by photo group. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite Secretary of Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region, Mr. Wahyu Budi Nugroho, to deliver his welcome remark. Mr. Wahyu, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Honorable Head of the Geospatial Information Agency, or presented by Dr. Sumaryo. Honorable members of the delegation from the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on Service. Honorable representative from the region apparatus in Jakarta. What we are proud of all attendees. Ingkang sepindah, monggo kita tansah aturaken langkung rumiyin puji syukur kagem Allah Subhanahu wa taala kang sampun ngangosi dhateng kita kesehatan kesempatan do yang menika saged kempal wonten. Welcome to the Department of Land and Spatial Planning, Jakarta. It is truly an honor for us to have appointed us as one of the objective of the site visit activities within the framework of the series of meetings of the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on Service. On this occasion, we will present best practice in the application of geospatial-based information technology as an innovative form the implementing bureaucratic reform in the Daerah Istimewa Jakarta. Thank you for the presence of all delegation, and I hope this can strengthen network and better cooperation. And apologies if there are any deficiencies and the reception from all the attendees. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Wahyu Budi Nugroho. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please join me now to welcome Head of Special Information Agency of Indonesia, who in this occasion represented Mr. Sumaryono. Mr. Sumaryono, please proceed to the stage. The floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon for everyone. First of all, I would like to uh, share my thanks and my gratitude to uh, the head of spatial planning, land and spatial planning office of Yogyakarta for having invite and welcome us, very warm welcome, comment the center of office. Really my honor to be here with all the team of ACAX or mutual recognition arrangement of surveying in ASEAN. And please let me deliver uh, our our thanks to all the staff here that would like to know much about the Yogyakarta, especially in the land and spatial planning management here, because as we have informed to all the participants or the delegates from ASEAN countries that Yogyakarta is one of the special zone. So it is also the spatial of management, especially for the land of the kingdom of Yogyakarta as the zone, a special zone in Indonesia. As we have learned yesterday, this is the historical province in Indonesia that Yogyakarta province is earlier than Indonesia itself. So that's why there are so many specialties, especially in how this office manages the land and spatial planning. So that's why would like to learn because most of us are surveyors. So please take a note that this is special zone that maybe you can take as your reference later on if you will be RIPS. We don't know. Maybe you will work in Indonesia somewhere and also maybe in Yogyakarta. Oh, I got information from this office. There is a special cases from how land managed, especially the land of the kingdom. So that's why very thank you very much for this warm welcome, and hopefully maybe you can come here anytime later on after this meeting. And Yogyakarta is really very nice place for you. The culinary and the scenery and also the culture. So that's why in the weekend, so you have to book the hotel long ago because it will be full of people come here in the weekend. Thank you very much for very warm welcome from the Office of Land and Spatial Planning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Sumaryono. We really appreciate that amid your busy schedule, you are pleased to take the time to be here. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we are going to have presentation by Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region on best practices of geospatial implementation. The presentation will be delivered by Mr. Kurniawan Sanjaya, SSEMS, Head of Spatial Development Section of Land and Spatial Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region.
Wow.
And also will lead the discussion later. And to you all, please feel free to enjoy meal on the table. And now for Mr. Kurniawan Sanjaya, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Yeah. The food is yours. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's still morning, right? Then 10 minutes, yeah. So it's still morning. We have another 10 minutes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to you all, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurniawan Sanjaya, and I'm a staff member here at the Office of Land and Spatial Planning of Yogyakarta Special Region. And it's truly an honor for me in this special occasion. So I have the opportunity to give a short presentation concerning the Intan Taru Berinfo which in bahasa Intan Taruperinfo is the acronym for Integrasi, Pertanahan, dan Tata Ruang Berbasis Informasi. That's Intan Taruperinfo, or the information-based integration of land and spatial planning. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, I will divide my presentation in only two short aspects. The first one is about why land is so important in Yogyakarta Special Region, and the second part is why we need Intan Taruperinfo. Please, next. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about land in Yogyakarta Special Region, there are at least four aspects we need to consider. The first one is about the Chianti Treaty back in 1755, and then the establishment of Yogyakarta Special Region in 1950. And the third one is the Basic Agrarian Law in 1960, and of course, the latest is the specialty of Yogyakarta in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, why 1755 is important? Yes, it's very important because it all started with the Chianti Treaty. If you can take a look at this video, and at time during the Dutch time here, so the Chianti Treaty was signed and ratified on February the 13th, 1755. So what was it about? It was about the agreement between the two parties. The first party is Prince Mangkubumi, and the second party is King Pakubuwono of Surakarta. And ever since then, the Sultanate of Mataram was divided into two areas, Surakarta and Yogyakarta. And the second part, during the Indonesian time, Indonesian era, Yogyakarta was and still or has been an independent country. And then we are merging into Indonesia, and based on the law number 3, 1950, we can understand that the area which includes the Yogyakarta Sultanate and Kadipaten Pakualaman then declared as the special region of Yogyakarta. So the next part is about the agrarian law. After Indonesia and Yogyakarta become one part, there's some problem, especially about the agrarian. Then in 1960, the Basic Agrarian Law, or in Bahasa we call it Undang-Undang Pokok Agraria, recognizes the existence of land rights, not only both by individual, but also held by institutions. And therefore, this is very important to understand that they are subject to not only customary law, but also Western law. That's why when we are talking about Western law, we know in Bahasa we say hak eigendom or recht van eigendom, and then the second one is hak opstal or recht van opstal. This is why land is becoming one of the 5 special privileges that Yogyakarta Special Region has. And assisted by the provincial government, as here, Kasultanan and Kadipaten have the authority to manage. To manage what? To manage their land. But it is not only for their own business or purpose. They have to manage along with us, the local government, for the maximum development of culture. That's number 1. Social interest. That's number 2. And the last, but the most important, is community welfare. Then, that's why in the law number 13, 2012, we have, or the government of Indonesia has issued a law called the Specialty of Yogyakarta Special Region. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, on the next slide, we can understand, of course, managing, administering and also monitoring and evaluating the utilization of land is not easy. Really, it's tough. It's not easy. That's why a mechanism intervention in the administration, an intervention in the utilization, and intervention in the monitoring needs to be implemented. Why? Because we need to address some big issues, such as the complexity in the management of Sultan ground or Sultanate land, Pakualam ground, or Kadipatan land and village land. Also, an administration system which is integrated with spatial plan. That's why here we are, the Office of Land and Spatial Planning, needs to be implemented. Why? Because it is also mandated in the law number 13, 2012, concerning the specialty of Yogyakarta Special Region, which I already mentioned earlier. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, of course, when we are doing or managing or administering manually, there will be another problem. Therefore, this office implement or use GIS. I'm sorry, this is the brand, but yes, everybody knows ArcGIS is a very powerful tool. The science of where, used as a tool and media to integrate land and spatial planning. Not only that, GIS is used to provide convenience, not only for us, but also for the community, to provide convenience in the administration, utilization, and control over what? Over the Sultan Ground and Pakualam Ground. And of course, not to forget to mention the village land as well. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we can see this is what we have been doing so far. Using the GIS, we can understand the distribution of land. We can understand the information, the area, the size, and also type of utilization. Ladies and gentlemen, if we go to the next slide, please, we can see I already gave you some insight why Intan Taru Berinfo is important. Intan Taru Berinfo or Integrasi Pertahanan dan Tata Ruang Berbasis Informasi is important at least to address four of these big issues. The first one is about the time constraints. The second one is about the geospatial information integration. The third one and the fourth one are archive management and monitoring and evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, Intan Taru Berinfo was encouraged, maybe not was, but have been encouraged because until today, it is still developed, and it has been encouraged by our head to reach these goals. The first goal is to facilitate inter-stakeholder coordination in providing community services. Because talking about land, we have to deal not only with one institution. There are many institutions, various institutions, not only at provincial level, but also at regency or at city level. The second one is, of course, to improve access and speed in providing community services. The last one is to encourage and to promote participation, transparency, and accountability in providing community services. Ladies and gentlemen, the next slide will tell you a little bit about the condition, past condition before in the implementation of Intan Taru Berinfo and the present condition after Intan Taru Berinfo has been implemented. In the past, manual, confusing, and there was a long queue process. Manual means difficulties in analyzing spatial data. Difficulties concerning the location, the land parcel information, and the suitability of that utilization. Confusing because there was lack of transparency in providing public service, especially or particularly in facilitating permits to utilize Sultan ground, Pakualam ground, and village land. And sad to say, it was ineffective. It was ineffective because applicants need to visit multiple stakeholders. As I already told you earlier, they have to visit not only the Office of the Land and Spatial Planning at the Regency level or city level, they also have to come to us. And they also have to come to Kasultanan and Kadipaten after they have finished with the government. How about now? The present condition. In this present condition, yes, we promote digital, transparent, and fast service. Digital allows us to facilitate a fast and accurate spatial data analysis. Transparent, well, of course, transparency in public services has a huge impact on what? On productivity increase in the utilization of Sultan ground, Pakwalam ground, and village ground, which is utilized by the community and or institution. And the last feature is fast. Now we can see significant impact on time and cost efficiency because using the mobile application, please, we have not only the web-based application, but we also have the Android application. So using the Android application, we can reach the community much faster, much quicker, and it's 24/7. That's the most interesting part, is 24/7. It's fast, it's easy, it's convenience, and it's handy. Ladies and gentlemen, to summarize, Intan Taruperinfo allows us, allows applicant, allows everybody dealing with the land in Yogyakarta Special Region to obtain permits to utilize the Sultan ground, Pakwalam ground, and village land in a transparent, fast, and easy manner. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Next, please. The good news is that it has some benefits, not only for us or for the community, but in fact, Intan Taruperinfo is also in line with the SDGs goal, especially the goal number 1, no poverty, and goal number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Why it is in line with goal number 1? Yes, because no poverty means here, Intan Taruperinfo promotes the poverty alleviation effort by optimizing the utilization of Sultan ground, Pakwalam ground, and village land. Optimize. And why it is in line with goal number 9? Yes, because Intan Taruperinfo also promotes building strong infrastructure, improving inclusive and sustainable industry, as well as promoting innovation. For example, we now understand that we need at least 60,000 square meters for what? For public interest. The area for public interest. The second one, we are committed to provide 100% of areas with detailed spatial planning documents. And the third one, we are also committed to have 100% of issued recommendation which are in line or in accordance with the spatial planning document. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Next, please. To conclude my presentation, Intan Taruperinfo can be attributed into 3 parts. Easy to use, easy to replicate, and it is informative. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for having me. Feel free if you have some questions. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kurniawan Sanjaya, for the insightful presentation. And now is the question and answer session. Feel free if there's something you want to know more about Intan Taru. Please.
Hopefully not. Oh no. Yes, please, sir.
Yeah.
Singapore. Yeah. So King Bing. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. Simple but difficult to answer. Yeah. So we have the master here because he also helped us in the past, right? Yeah. I'm not really sure how long, but it takes years, more than 2 years, I guess, because Intan Taruperinfo have been developed since 2018, and we are still developing it. So if we count from 2018, it has been around 5 years by now. Of course, we are, what is it? We have some cooperation with Gajah Mada and also with the Geospatial Information Agency, of course, as what is it? Because we have to go to Pak Sumaryono, and then we have to send our, not only the rasterized version, but also the factor data. And then, of course, have, they will be in the side to say yes or no. And then, after that, then we put that, or put that into our system. So it takes more, I guess it takes more than 5 years by now. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you. I just would like to add some information because uh,
Mhm.
and also since 2016,
Mati. Okay. Okay.
mm,
Wait.
so we did the survey of the village lands, the Sultan's land, and also the Pakualam land or Kadipaten land here since 2016, covering five regencies or cities in Yogyakarta Special Province. And the total land area is about 3,500 square kilometers. And luckily in here in Yogyakarta, we have the old topographic maps at the scale of 1 to 5,000 that was produced in 1932 until 1938. And all the village lands, the Sultan's lands, and also Pakualam's land were on the maps. And using the satellite imagery provided by BIG, we digitize, we survey in the field, we digitize, we interpret the satellite imagery, and then put in the information system. So to get the data to map of all the lands took about 16, 17, 18, 19. So 4 years to capture the data, and then 5 years to develop the information system. Thank you.
Thank you. You are my savior today. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much for this. Actually, the voice is loud enough. Okay, my name
Nice.
is Datuk Ismail from
Datuk Ismail.
Malaysia. I'm the representing Malaysia for ACAT, and for Malaysia, I'm the CEO of Land Surveyors Board Malaysia,
Wow.
which governs and controls all the license surveyors in Malaysia.
Mhm.
Okay, it was a very good presentation. But so from my understanding, Intantaru Berinfo is your flagship.
Yes.
Flagship product. What do you call that mechanism for Department of Land and Spatial Jakarta.
Yes.
So, well, as we know that the service-oriented kind of activity by any agency has to be sustained in order to provide a better service.
Mhm.
So, in terms of your revenue and income, from how do you charge it? Because I believe that the involvement of other parties as well in the development of this map as well as the what you call that the GIS based application. So how do you generate your do you generate your income? Number one, that's the first part. Secondly, who is the authority in approving all these?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Dato Ismail. Mas Daru and teman-teman pertahanan nanti dibantu jawab. Dato Ismail. Well, because we are government, so we have some budgets from not only from the local government but also from the national government. And of course, we do not generate income from this kind of service. Yes, we generate income, but it's for the agency, but not our agency. It's we call it DPPM, Dinas Pendapatan Penanaman Modal. That's what is that in English then? Investment agency. Yes. So when an applicant wants to utilize Sultan Ground or they want to utilize Pakwalam Ground, maybe for business, then they have to go to the investment or investing agency. And then the investment agency will send the document to us just to make sure that the proposal is in line with the spatial plan. And the most important thing is that the proposal is not, what is it then? We have to make sure that the permit from the Kasultanan and the permit from Pakwalam, they should also obtain that one first before they start their business. So regarding the question number 2, the authority to say yes or to say no is not only one stakeholder. Of course, yes, we are the part of it, but we are not the only part. So there is us, and then there is the investment agency, and then there is, of course, the Kasultanan or the Pakwalam. And then after the applicants has all the needed or the necessary permit, then they can start doing the business. That's, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, please.
In Thailand.
Can you just brief, because you have the Central Java and you have special region of Jogja. So what are the major difference of administration to treat Jogja as a separate or just one similar to other provinces? Because it looks like you are independent from the rest of Tumayon. Can you brief?
Well, I guess it should not be me who has the capacity to answer, but I guess everybody in Jogja knows, and I guess everybody in Indonesia knows that there are 5 privileges that we have. And the first privilege is the position filling for the government and vice government. So the government, the governor and the vice governor. So we have Mr. Governor and Mr. Vice Governor. They do not go through election process. So the Sultan is automatically the governor. And then the Pakwalam is automatically the vice governor. Yes, that's the difference. That's the first privilege of Yogyakarta. But for the mayor, city mayor, or for the regent, Yes, they have to go through the campaign. They have to undergo the election process. That's the first one. And regarding whether separated or not, no, Pak Sumarjo, no. I guess Pak Sumarjo will agree. We are not separated. Yes, we are part of Indonesia, but the history stated that in what is it? Indonesia was occupied by the Dutch, but Yogyakarta has never been occupied by any countries. That's the yeah. Yogyakarta has never been occupied by any countries. So Yogyakarta was an independent country and has been an independent country and will be an independent country, even though now we are what is it? Part of Indonesia, integrating into Indonesia, not separated. Yes, law number 12. Law number 13, 2012. Law number 13. Five privileges or five specialty. The first one is the about the governor and vice governor position. Number 5 is about land, and number 4 is about the land, and number 5 is about the spatial planning. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's right. That's right, sir. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. The local government, yes. Thank you. Yeah, if I don't get paid, I won't be standing here. That's right. Sir. Yeah. Plenty. There are many contributions. For example, providing the satellite imagery in what is it called? In cooperation with LAPAN, yeah, space agency. Oh, I'm so sorry, I cannot answer about that. Yeah, Pak Sumarjo, no. Mm, mm, mhm. Your partner. Mhm, mhm. Your partner. Mhm. Not directly, indirectly. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, with Pak Heri. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Pak Sumaryono. Yeah. Wow. Mhm. Yeah, one of the issue for the local government is the human resources, and human resources issue is assisted by Kacamada, by Pak Heri Sutanta. So yes, we have around 70 employees, yes, but you know, we have to deal with a lot of parcels, many parcels, and then it's not really easy to administer and then to digitize and then to put it into system, and therefore we have Pak Heri Sutanto and Kacamada. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. I see. I see. Mhm. 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 Thank you for the information. Then, mhm. Mhm. Yeah, we have some issue with human resources, but it doesn't mean that we do not have any resources at all. Yes, we have some. We have some surveyors, but if we have, yes, 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 of that's right. They help, but the authority is on us, not in the Gajah Mada side. Yeah.
Yes, please,
thank you.
from Philippines.
Yes, thank you. I'm in Lopez, Philippines.
Yeah,
I work with the Professional Regulation Commission,
I see.
particularly the Professional Regulatory Board of Geodetic Engineering.
Geodetic
So my
engineering.
question has to do with
Mm.
regulation.
Mm.
In the Philippines, GIS part of the scope of work of registered and licensed geodetic engineers or surveyor.
Yes,
My
surveyor.
query is, are your GIS specialists also registered surveyor or licensed?
Pak Wahyu, Mas Adnan belum terregister nih gue, Pak. Yeah, ideally we are going to that kind of position, registered surveyors. Yeah, in bahasa we call it functional. Some of the employees are doing regular tasks, but some of other employees doing specific tasks we call functional here. So maybe we can, what is it, make an analogy about that one. So some staffs are functional because they are also registered surveyors. Yes, but in this office we only have one, two, three, four, four. Only four at this moment. Only four registered surveyors.
What's the profession of the other specialists?
The profession of other
Yeah,
specialists.
the other GIS specialists.
Of
What's
course,
the profession?
yes, we have geographers as well. Geodetic engineers and geographers from geography.
Oh, there are more non-geodetic engineers or non-surveyors in your office.
Yes, there are more non-surveyors in this office. That's right, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's why we need Pak Heri Sutanta, because we have not many surveyors here.
Is there any question? Oh, yes, please, Mr. Sumaryono.
Yeah.
Very close cooperation with all universities, the best universities in all province.
In all
We call it
provinces.
the Center for Spatial Data Infrastructure.
SDR.
In that system, so we manage the close cooperation between the universities and all the offices that manage kind of geospatial information management. So this is our strategy in order to make all the infrastructure and including the infrastructure of the human resources will be available and sufficient for them. This is one of our strategy, and one of the best center for spatial data infrastructure is UGM, University of Gajah Mada. This very good performance. One of our best geospatial infrastructure center. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Sumaryono. Okay, sir.
how much? Oh,
Iya, ada yang bisa bantu nggak? Pertanahan banget nih. Iya. Kenapa? Pak Heri, iya. Ya, ya. Thank you, Pak
Yes,
Heri.
there are many functionalities here. There are similar to what is being done by the land agency. Land agency is a vertical institution belong to national government.
Mhm.
So the surveying of land parcels using GPS or GNSS usually conducted by PPN, the National Land Agency, while the provincial land and spatial planning agency usually use or utilize the data that was produced by PPN.
Mhm.
So yeah, so this is the close cooperation between the National Land Agency and the provincial land and spatial planning agency. Here they use or user of the PPN data that was produced by PPN. So yes, we I think here they also have several geodetic types GNSS receiver
Yes.
and also non geodetic type, but mostly the survey conducted by PPN or National Land Agency.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Heri. Yes. Really specific things that I do not really. And I hope that's the last question. But
Maybe from the second row. Is there any question?
oh well.
Yes, please.
From Laos.
A very small question regarding land.
Mhm.
I would like to know how many categories or types of land in Jakarta you divided into. For example, in Laos, we divided into 8 categories, like forest.
Yeah. Thank you. Pak Haris, this question is so you. How many types? Ada berapa tipe tanah di DIY? Di Laos ada 8. Di kita ada berapa tipe? Apakah tipe tanah yang dimaksud itu yang ya letter A, B, C, D atau itu ada berapa gitu Pak? Oh, land use only. Yeah. Bahasa Indonesia boleh ya. Siapa Pak? Siapa Pak?
Iya, terkait dengan tipe tanah yang ada di daerah istimewa Yogyakarta ini sebenarnya kan tanah Sultan Ground, tanah Pakualam Ground. Walaupun ada sebagian yang oleh pemerintah desa yang hak gaduh, tapi tetap Sultan Ground. Jadi namanya jenisnya itu tetap satu sebenarnya, Mas. Sultan Ground sama Pakualaman Ground. Sehingga terkait dengan apa jenis yang lain nggak ada kalau dia. Saya kira itu Mas, terkait dengan tanah, jenis tanah yang ada di Jogja itu semua adalah tanah Kesultanan Kadipaten, tapi ada sebagian tanah negara. Gitu.
Bagian tanah negara. Terus kemudian untuk pemanfaatannya Pak ada berapa jenis Pak kalau menurut pertanahan itu?
Kalau jenis pemanfaatan sesuai dengan aturan yang ada itu kan untuk kebudayaan, untuk kesejahteraan masyarakat, sama
sosial.
Ya, sosial. Itu aja.
Ada 3 ya? Yeah, it's not really easy for me to translate actually. Well, but at least there are 2 types. The first one is concerning the land rights. In Yogyakarta special region, the land rights are in the past, of course, 100% belongs to Kasultanan and Pakualam. But in the present, of course, beside the Kasultanan and Pakualam, there's also the country's land. And the second part is when we are talking about the utilization, there are 3 types. The first type of utilization is for social interest, and the second one is for Untuk kepentingan sosial napa niku, Pak? Yeah, it can be for housing, it can be for office. Yes. Pendidikan also, education, like Gajah Mada. Gajah Mada is using the Sultan Ground. Okay. And also, apa Pak tadi kesupen kula? Social welfare. And the third one is for social welfare. Okay. And for culture. Okay, so the utilization is for culture, and then for social welfare, and then the last one is for social. Mhm. In the past, yes. Hmm. Yes, this is what I've been afraid of. When he asked me to give the presentation, this is the. So, is it okay for me to ask for some help? Kapan mulai terpisah? Kapan kan dulunya 100% tanah sultan ya. Terus kapan mulai ada tanah-tanah yang bukan tanah sultan? Kapan itu Pak Arif? Kan mulainya itu, mulai ada tanah di luar tanah sultan, ada hak milik dan sebagainya nih. Apakah sebelum UPA atau niku napa pripun derek?
Iya. Sebelum UPA sebenarnya sudah ada pembagian ya, namanya hak milik juga sudah ada. Kemudian tanah negara pun sebenarnya sudah ada di situ ya. Walaupun sebenarnya UPA itu berlaku di Jogja itu kan sejak 84.
Sejak 84.
Iya, sejak 84 itu sudah ada apakah penguasaan oleh masyarakat, penguasaan oleh negara dalam hal ini pemerintah juga ada. Dan tanah kesultanan sendiri sama tanah pakualaman. Jadi sebelum UPA pun atau sesudah berlakunya UPA pun sudah ada gitu.
Jadi setelah integrasi ke RI Pak ya?
Setelah sebelum apa 350 ya?
350.
350 pembentukan DI pun sebenarnya di situ sudah ada pembagian itu.
Kira-kira sekitar yang Undang-Undang 350 itu
Iya.
baru itu sudah mulai ada nggih. Yeah, I believe you understand bahasa, so I do not need to translate. Yeah, but for everyone from the Philippines and from Laos, from Singapore, yeah, Mr. Haris told us that what is it? It's around 1950s. Yeah, around 1950s. That's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's yeah. Pak Heri mau menambahkan, membantu? Walaupun mulai ndredeg niki Pak Heri. Biasanya teng tata ruang niki.
Yes, please.
I do hope that this is the last question.
Me too.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
My name is
wabarakatuh.
Zeti from Brunei.
Yeah.
So my question is what was this
Intan Taru Berinfo.
Yeah. So I saw there are a few sort of data inside this sort of application that you have. And then is it all the data actually owned by this or produced by this organization or agencies, or you also sort of get some info from the other agencies within the Yogyakarta? And then because the reason I'm asking is in terms of like if there are sort of a need to update and also in terms of like ownership of the data, how do you actually deal with this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the second one. We produce, but we also get data from other institutions within the local government of Yogyakarta. And yes, ma'am, you're right. So that's a problem about the owner of the data. When they need to update, then we have the old data. Sometimes we have to ask them, but we have the coordinating agency, Bapeda, the development coordinating agency, and also for the specialty we have we call it Paniratio, I'm sorry. So they have some program that at least 6 months or more, then they have to we have a meeting, and then we have to, what is it, to report the data that we are producing. So we have the data from the for example, from the agriculture agency, from the let's say transportation, or from the public work agency, and then they have to send their data to Bapeda, the development coordinating agency, and then also after we have the latest data, then we start producing. I mean, we start updating this data. In this application, yes, but the data is not only us who produce the data. We get from other data, and the updating issue, yes, until now we still have that kind of issue. Yeah, because for example, we update regularly. Maybe the other agency, they have not been doing that kind of thing regularly. Yeah, that's also a problem that we need to address. Thank you, ma'am. The surveying industry. Yeah. Mhm. That's right. Yeah. Iya, niku yang sulit dijawab gitu Pak. Daripada Pak Wahyu. Jadi, mboten selain dengan Gajah Mada. Dereng enten nggih Pak nggih. Iya, pihak ketiga ngono nggih. Iya. Thank you, Dato Ismail. Well, this year we are updating the basic map for the administration and also the thematic map for the partial plan level. And when we are updating that kind of data, we are assisted by third party. Mhm. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's right, sir. When, of course, as I told you earlier, after we finish a project with the third party, and then we have the data, we have to send it to Pak Sumaryono. Because for the basic map, and then for the thematic map is produced from different or from various agencies. But basic map, then this is the authority of the PIG. That's right. So the only thing that we produce here is the from the land aspect is the Sultan Crown, Pakualam Crown, and the distribution of the village land. Yes, but to maintain the accuracy of the geodetic thing, yeah, we send it to Pak Sumariana. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Thank you. That's a big thank you from me. Really big thank you. I believe you know I'm sweating.
You still got more.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for very useful land and self
Uh-huh.
management.
Mm.
And
Mhm. Mhm.
the advisor.
Mhm.
And I would like to uh, tell who is data
Mhm.
and update another organization
Mhm. Mhm.
government.
Yes, thank you. Now it goes to spatial planning, Pak Heri. Yeah. We're talking about spatial planning. We have the national level spatial planning, we have the provincial level spatial planning, and we also have the regency level spatial planning. There's a detailed spatial plan. And Mas wonten SRS mboten Mas? Saged ditanyakan SRS mboten? 18 SRS. And then when we are talking about the what is it? The spatial plan here, as the mandate of the law number 13 2012, there are some specific areas here. We call it the spatial unit of there are 18 spatial unit in Yogyakarta. Wonten mboten Mas? Nggih. Sedang dibuka nggih. Just a moment. They are preparing. So, as far as I can tell you is that, of course, by having the 18 spatial, we call it spatial areas, then we have to, what is it? We have to make the regulation. We have to regulate the area. We have to do the zoning regulation. We have to make the zoning map, zoning text based on the analysis of the potential from each areas. And then because in Yogyakarta we have belum nggih Mas nggih, we have 18 special areas. For example, when we go here, you know, have you been to titik nol? Bisa digeser Mas? Atau keratonnya mawon Mas? Yeah. Okay, here on this map you can see the palace of Yogyakarta. Saged disum mboten Mas khusus ini keraton. Kalau enten niku nggih yang SRS-nya nggih. Yeah. Yeah. So what I can tell you is that beside the partial plan at provincial level, we have to also regulate the 18 special areas. Niki Mas, boten? Dereng nggih. Mboten nggih RDTR mboten apa Mas niki. Sampun niki. Or maybe I can show you about the detailed spatial plan here. We call it rencana detail tata ruang, detailed spatial plan. Sakit Mas? Oke. Salah satu mawon Mas, sing pun niki sing Sleman Barat niki. Ya. Tidak bisa di zoom langsung. Sleman G. Kenapa nggak muncul nih gini Mas? Oke. Ya. apakah ada bug? Mhm. Okay, ma'am. Maybe we are having difficulties in what is it in showing the data. But as far as I can tell you, well, in this office, we have the obligation, we have the responsibility to provide the spatial plan at the provincial level until the detailed spatial plan. So there are three hierarchy from the national, provincial, and regency or city level. So because we are at the provincial level, we have the responsibility to make sure that we create or we make the spatial plan for the provincial level, and at the same time we have to supervise the regency that so that they make the the spatial plan for the regency level and also the detailed spatial plan. And this is the example of we call it tumbuh filosofi beneng kraton niki Mas. Niki niki kan kota baru. Ya. Niki enten nganu nggih, napa? Kraton teng mriki nggih. So this area is a special areas in Yogyakarta based on the law number 13. This is the Kota Gede area. This is the Kota Baru area, and Kraton is around here, and Pakualaman is around here, and then at another province they only make the we call it RTRW or spatial plan at provincial level or spatial plan at regency level. But in Yogyakarta, we create not only spatial plan at provincial level, but also this one. This based on the potential of the area. For example, Kota Gede, the potential is about culture. So we try to regulate the area and then we try to make it suitable for the cultural development. And also for keraton benih ini kayak masih, ini keraton ini. And also for the Sultan Palace here, this is the area here. So we also create a regulation which is suitable for the development and the preservation of the area. That's the contribution of this agency or this office in terms of spatial planning. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And what's the difference?
Then on the Ministry of Planning and Environment, it's different with the Ministry of Natural Resources Environment. Ministry of Natural Resources Environment responsible for an API, but the Ministry of Planning and Environment responsible for planning in the national, regional, and so the city. So we have the separate system.
Yeah, okay, then I understand. So to address your questions or statement that one, so in Indonesia we implement what we call complementary hierarchy. So the national level, yes, they regulate, but it's at a very macro level. And then the provincial level is still at macro level, but it is more detailed than the national level. And then the regency or city level, they create until the very details. So in this, in this kind of hierarchy or complementary hierarchy, that's if something is already regulated by the national level, then we do not regulate that one. So we regulate the more detailed one. But if something is already regulated by the provincial level, then the regency on the city level, they do not regulate that one. So they regulate the more detailed ones. That's the difference. Thank you for the information as well, then. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, sir. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I believe that I really believe that I cannot answer or I cannot answer all your questions satisfactorily. But at least we do really hope that you get a big picture about the land and spatial planning in Yogyakarta Special Region. Once again, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr.
Selamat
Kurniawan
siang.
Sanjaya, for the insightful presentation and interesting discussion. Well, we now come to the end of this meeting, and it is time to us to extend our great appreciation to all the participants in this meeting. We would like to invite all of you to the stage and to present our token of appreciation. And to present the token, we kindly invite Secretary of Land and Special Planning Office of Yogyakarta Special Region, Mr. Wahyu Budi Nugroho. And so kindly proceed to the stage. From Head of Geospatial Information Agency of Indonesia, Mr. Sumaryono, please. And then now follow from participant from Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Brunei, and Singapore to present token for appreciation. Yeah. Yes, and then next from the Thailand. Thailand, please proceed to the stage. Thank you. And then from Malaysia. Yes. And then from Philippines. And then from Vietnam. And then Laos. And now Brunei. And then Singapore. We would like to take this opportunity for group photo. Please remain on stage and stand up in front of the table. Excuse me. Please stand up in front of the table facing north. Yes. Please take for Mr. Sumaryono and Mr. Wahyu. Take place in the middle of the group. We would like to invite all of you for photo group. So we now have all photographers ready. Show your best smile and ready to capture. Jogja. Yeah. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, conclude our program today. And oh yeah. Yes. That concludes our program today. On behalf of Land and Special Planning Office, thank you. Wishing all pleasant day and enjoy your time in Yogyakarta. Thank you very much.